What's up, everybody? How we doing? Matt Modi here with OddsJam. A little bit late to this, which I apologize for, but I'm here to give you my favorite NBA player prop bets for today. NBA player prop best bets today, Sunday, March 12th. So yesterday's video, to do a quick recap of that. I do want to get right into these picks. I went 2-2. But thanks to how the odds shook out, I was actually profitable with those 4 picks despite going 2-2, which is why betting plus money is the way to go. So hoping to keep the streak alive today. For those of you watching, would appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe to the oddsjam YouTube channel. I also recommend hitting me up on Twitter, where I've been posting a bunch of NBA plays and I've had a ton of success. So definitely make sure to hit me up on Twitter, Jedi Modi. Link to it is in the description of the video, as well as the comment. Let's get into these player props. Play number 1. We're looking at Donovan Mitchell to go under 4.5 assists. So this was taken directly from the OddsJam positive expected value page, filtered specifically for the NBA, specifically for player props. So every single play that shows up here is obviously a mathematically profitable player prop. Now that doesn't mean that I just blindly lock in every single play from the EV page. There is a little bit of additional research that I do, but to talk about what it even means to be mathematically profitable, so everything is derived from these no-vig odds here. And I won't go into a ton of detail about what the no-vig odds mean and like a ton of detail behind positive EV. I have a video on my YouTube channel where I detail it in a ton of detail. For the purposes of these videos where I'm just giving you like my favorite picks from the EV page, all you really need to know is that these no-vig odds represent the most accurate line for the specific market we are betting, which in this case is player assists, Donovan Mitchell under 4.5. The most accurate line puts these no-vig odds at about plus 122, right? This can be viewed as the perfect line for this market. And we're getting this play all the way up at plus 130. So the gap between these two numbers, between the no-vig odds and the odds of the bet you're placing, that is where your profitability comes from. And the formula, and there's a formula that calculates the difference between these two numbers, which gives you your expected value percent, or can also be viewed as your percent edge, can also be viewed as your profit margin. But for this specific play, it's at 3.61%. So basically saying we have a 3.61% edge on this individual play. Now, the additional research that I recommend doing, that I do myself, is review the odds of the bet you're placing and compare it to the rest of the market. So in this case, again, we're getting it at plus 130, under 4.5. Well, there are 2 books that are kind of close at BetMGM at plus 120 and at FanDuel at plus 118, 10, 12 cents below. Look at the rest of the market. Odds ranging from minus 102 up to plus 110. And if you look at like the sports books that are known to do a good job at pricing odds, Pinnacle, minus 102. BetOnline, plus 107. DraftKings, plus 110. We're getting it all the way up at plus 130, which is a pretty decent amount above these sports books. They have this play as more likely to hit than Bet365. So if you want to think about it from like not even a sports betting mindset, every other sports book thinks that this should be a more expensive play, right? Like you shouldn't get as high of a payout on this Donovan Mitchell play, except for Bet365. They're charging the least amount of money on it. And because of that, if they're charging the least amount of money compared to the rest of the sports books, the most likely scenario is that they just have this as a mispriced line. And if you take advantage of more mispriced lines than not, it's something that will be profitable in the long run. So play number 1, we're looking at Donovan Mitchell under 4.5 assists, plus 130 at Bet365. Next play, we're looking at Mikal Bridges under 32.5 points, rebounds, assists, plus 118 odds at FanDuel. OddsJam perfect line prices this at about plus 114. So the gap between these two numbers is where our profitability comes into play. Now, the other side of this bet is best offered on BetOnline at minus 119. So the fact that we are getting a play the opposite of that, all the way down at plus 118, shows you that this is a pretty good play. And just look at where every other sportsbook is pricing it, right? Like this is a huge outlier. This is a really, really good play. FanDuel at plus 118. Every other book, minus 110, minus 109, minus 110, minus 105, minus 109, minus 107, minus 105. Really, really good price, what we're getting here at FanDuel. Now, I know this feels gross because of how good Mikal Bridges has been for the Nets, but I can assure you that all of that information is taken into account with the odds. All of these sportsbooks know how well Mikal Bridges has been playing when they're pricing their odds, right? Like they are factoring in a lot more information than you and I even think about. So they're baking all that in with the price, and we're still getting an incredible price on FanDuel at plus 118. So I don't look a ton about like trends and stuff because all that stuff is baked into the market. It's more important to make sure you're getting an outlier compared to the rest of the sports books. That is the easiest way to be profitable in the long run. So Mikal Bridges under 32.5 points, rebounds, assists, plus 118 at FanDuel. And the last play that I have here is RJ Barrett over 2.5 assists, plus 105, both at Bet365 and BetMGM. OddsJam perfect line pricing this at plus 103. Similar logic here. So plus 105, BetMGM and Bet365 are aligned. Every other book, minus 115 at FanDuel and PointsBet. And FanDuel actually favors the over, right? They have the over at minus 115, the under at minus 111. They have the over as the more expensive play, which is FanDuel telling you that they think RJ Barrett is more likely than not to go over this assist prop. And we're getting it at plus 105. BetRivers also favors the over. And then if the other sports books like PointsBet and DraftKings have it at 50-50, minus 108 at BetOnline, minus 105 at FoxBet, minus 103 at Pinnacle. So even the sports books that don't favor it or have it as a 50-50 still price it pretty decently below the Bet365 number. So this is a really good play. RJ Barrett over 2.5 assists. And that's going to be it. 3 NBA player props for you guys to lock in today. If you do, comment and let me know. Other than that, I appreciate everybody watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on social media, and have a good one.